Hey guys, welcome back to Dipswitch Demos. It's a new year, it's 2020. I hope you all had a good holiday season. Apologies, it's been a couple of weeks since I've uploaded a proper video, but I've been pretty sick. In fact, I'm still kind of recovering, so I apologise if I sound a bit grr. So, like I said, it's a new year, it's January, and something I do most Januaries, or every January, is upload a pedal board update. Made a new board, or put together a lot of things of my favourites from last year, and also some of my favourites that over the years, and I'm really happy with the way this board is working out for me. If you watched my last pedal board video, that was quite a tight board. There was lots going on. There was probably 11 or 12 pedals on there. Basically, it was everything that I love. I had a couple fuzzers, more drives than I needed, a compressor, couple mod pedals, more than I needed essentially, and basically I couldn't really step on anything. So yeah, here we have the new layout. Hopefully you can see that it's a bit more streamlined, things are a bit more spaced out, and I've thought more carefully about my choices of pedals as well. This board represents a different way for me of looking at gain and how I stack pedals, my gain structure, and how basically how I get heard in a band mix. And basically the way I'm looking at it now is that I've always got to leave myself somewhere to go. And the way that I'm doing that is with the volume guitar knob. 90% of the time I'm always...
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
8 or 9 on the volume guitar knob, and basically this gives me always about 10% headroom that if I need it, I can whack it up to 10, and then I've got that lift that I need to, no matter what pedal I'm using. Let's jump into some pedals and kind of my signal chain, and we'll go through some tones as well, and let's just get going with this. Straight from the guitar, we are going into the Boss TU3W, great tuner, and then after the tuner we're going into the Mythos Argo. Freaking love this pedal. I've said it enough that I love this pedal so much. It stacks amazingly and it just sounds great. And then from the Mythos Argo we're going up into the Thorpe Veteran. I think this has been on the board now longer than any other pedal. Fuzz face one side, Rangemaster boost on the other, and it's killer. And then next we've got the newest addition to the board, and I haven't actually decided how I'm using this pedal. Which is a funny one for me. I love it. It's really unique and there's some really great tones in there and it's such a powerful tool. I just haven't decided how I want to use it yet. At the moment I've got it set up pretty boringly as just like a really nice fattener overdrive, really subtle, scoop a bit of the mids which brings up the highs and the lows a bit, so it just sounds a bit more Fendery maybe, but it's just a great sounding always on-ish. I don't leave it always on, but it could be overdrive. Then we're going into the JHS Bonsai. I very rarely stack with anything else. It is pretty much my solo tone on its own. If I need a low gain bluesy solo tone, that's the pedal I use. I don't, like I said, don't really stack it with anything because I don't think it sounds great with anything else. But yeah, that sounds on its own, it's great. That's also kind of the spot on the board where I might swap and change a few things. Usually it's either the JHS Bonsai or a clone pedal or Tate Effects on Antares or something, but usually it's the Bonsai or one of those three. Then we're going into kind of what I see as the heart of the board, and that is the Thorpe Effects Dane. That drive circuit is on a lot of the time, and that's because it takes other pedals into it amazingly well. So, for example, the Mythos Argo or the Thorpe Veteran just sound amazing into the front end of that. I don't use the boost side so much in that. It's a great sounding boost, but personally I don't use clean boosts too much. That's the Thorpe. Then we're going into the Boss DD200, and then we're going back up to the Gravitas, which took a little break from my pedal board for a while. It wasn't on there. But it's back on, running at 18 volts, and most of the time I'm just using the harmonic tremolo mode, which I've got set up, which is really tasty. And then Gravitas, we're going into the Dr. Scientist Atmosphere, Again, big old reverb, loads of crazy sounds. I'm just using it as like a dirty spring, which is the same as last time, I think. And then finally into the Mood, which is my favourite pedal of all time that I don't use. It is awesome, that pedal. Let's get some tones. I'm using my Music Man Cutlass, which has new pickups in. These are McNelly pickups that I'm really enjoying. More to follow on those. And then we're going into the Victory V40 as usual, set up pretty clean with a little bit of reverb. My clean sound is this, with nothing on. And then first we're going to put on the Dane, which is, like I said, my kind of always on. So you can see there's quite a lot of hair there. If I back it down my volume guitar knob to 8 or 9, literally 10% of the way down, it cleans up nicely. There you go, and that's pretty much the tone that I use all the time. Let's start with the Argo going into that sound. So that's the Argo into the Dane, and then let's try the Veteran into the Dane. This is the fuzz side first. So big wall of sound there, but you'd actually be surprised that cuts through a mix pretty well. I think it's because of the Dane after it, but no problems getting heard with that tone. Also sounding great into the front end of the Dane is the treble booster side. I also flicked on my main delay sound there, and that sounds like this. I think it's a tape. It's either the tape or the drum, or it might be the analog. I don't remember. I think it's the analog actually, come to think of it. And that's on a lot of the time, to be honest. I just like the space it gives me. While we're talking about the delay, let's talk about my other delay sound. So that's in Memory Bank 1. Memory Bank 2, I've got a slapback. Pretty simple. I think that is a tape. I don't know why I'm talking about this because I don't know what sounds they are. I think that's a tape. And then the next I've got a drum sound, which is like a Vincent Echo Rec. The tape and the drum sounds in this pedal really sold it to me. I've not heard a digital emulation that does that kind of wow and flutter sort of thing that you get from old tape. Yeah, man, that just sounds really good to me. And then my final preset in there is the Terra Echo, which is another sound that's sold this pedal to me. I've never heard anything really like it. yeah, that pedal is a bit of a delay beast, and I love the small format of it. So let's turn the gain off. Let's go back to my clean sound. And I'll turn on how I've got this set up, the PDF-1X. As you can hear, I'm kind of using it to fill out the low end a lot, and also add some sparkle as well. So that's the clean side of the pedal. Let's flick it over to the dirty side. Same sound, but just with a bit of gain. Really, it's a great sounding pedal for chords and things like that, the way I've got it set up. Some other great sounds in there, like the Cakewalk sounds, but I don't have a use for that so much. Bonsai was what was on in the intro of this video, and like I said, I'm just using it as like a solo thing. So I'm very rarely stacking that with anything, or any other drive pedal at least. Let's put the gain back on, let's leave my delay on, and I'll show you my harmonic tremolo sound. Pretty self-explanatory. This is my big reverb sound. Yep. Pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, it's just set up to be like a dirty spring sound. And then finally the mood. I guess there's not much I can really show you about the mood that's not already been shown. So I think what I'll do now is just play the video out with a bit of the mood, set something up. So thank you very much for checking out the video, guys. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe check out some more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.